In this sponsored tutorial, we're taking a look at Sellbery. This is a must if you're a multi-channel seller, because it'll make your life so much easier. If you are a single channel seller, as in you have one online store, then this will help you expand to many different online stores with barely any additional work. And if you don't sell anything online yet, you might want to start after you watch this tutorial. The main selling feature of Sellbery, if we scroll down to the bottom of their homepage, is it will connect all these different channels to one channel. What I mean by that is if you have just one of these, if you have a WooCommerce store or a Shopify store or a Google Shopping account, you can connect that as the source for all the other channels. So if you have products in there already, you can automatically push them out to all the other platforms and synchronize them. As one is sold somewhere, the inventory on all platforms goes down by one. So there's only 9 shirts across all platforms. It's pretty much all automatic. And since we recorded the last video, 2 big changes have been made. There's Google Ads. It now integrates with Google Ads, so you can quickly and easily create ads based on products in your stores. Super simple to use. It's free to use, as in Shopify doesn't charge you for it, but you still have to pay the Google ad expense. So it's not free ads, but it's free to make that connection and have it all automated for you. And if we go to pricing, something else that's new is we have a completely free account level. Here at €0 or $0 or 0 whatever you want, because 0 is 0, no matter how you slice it, we can have up to 99 different SKUs, which is either different products or different variations of a handful of products. And if you look horizontally across here, any of these rows for the feature comparison, the only difference between the starter account and the others is the number of products you can have. And if you have the enterprise account, you do get a dedicated support manager. You get some onboarding calls for the higher levels. You get the help center for the $0 plan. But the $0 plan is a great way to get started. And at $0, you should be able to make some money and see how well this works. And then you can upgrade to more products if you want to. And before we click on Get for Free, let me just say my name is Bjorn Allpass from WP Learning Lab, where we help you get better at WordPress so you can earn more for yourself, for your customers, and for your business. If you haven't done so yet, please make sure you click subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss any future videos. Now let's get back to this Sellberry video. So let's click on Get for Free. Let's make a free account. Use our email address, our name. Let's create a password. Paste that in there, agree to the terms, try free plan. Just one step left, please verify your email address. Let's quickly do that. Let's go to our email account. And here is the email. I just found it earlier and I grabbed the link that goes straight to it. Click on the Confirm and Get Started button. Next, we choose our import point. This is the main store, your main online store for your company. This will be where all your products are. So it's going to be the source point for all of our other platforms that we connect with in Sellberry. In my case, I'm going to choose WooCommerce, but you can choose any one of these that are listed here, and there's a lot, as your source point. So I'm going to choose WooCommerce, click on Continue. What sales channel will be the first to distribute your products? This is what you're connecting to, or the export point. So you have, in this example, we're going to have products in WooCommerce, and we're going to push them out to Shopify in this example. But you can push them out to any one of these other options, including other WooCommerce sites if you wanted to. We're going to choose Shopify here, click on Continue. And based on what we selected in the previous menus, here it shows what we'll be able to integrate. So going from WooCommerce to Shopify, we can get product downloads and uploads, meaning they're syncing. We can order sync, meaning if orders are made in Shopify, those orders be synced to WooCommerce. We can work on shipments and issue refunds through both connected platforms. Click on Continue after you've read that. Now I have to fill out some quick information here. Phone number, country, and my shop's URL. In this case, it is just my demo site. And then click on Finish. And that shop URL is the URL of your base store. So I chose WooCommerce as my base. That would be the URL they're asking for the main store. So now it's created a project here for you. And we can create as many projects as we want. Just click on New Project, and you can create more. We'll go through some of these options up here later on as well. But first, let's dive into the project and get our connection set up. So let's click on it anywhere, and it will load. And here we can set up our connections. And we can move these around. This is a nice working area where you can have multiple things going on. We see we have things in red with a double click to set up some settings to actually make the connections to these platforms. Before we do that, there's something I want to show you. If you want to add more platforms, there's a plus in the bottom left corner and a plus in the bottom right corner and a line down the middle. What this really means is a visual separation of your source platforms and your destination platforms. So on the left-hand side, we have WooCommerce as the source. On the right-hand side, we have Shopify as the destination. So if you wanted to add more destination sites, click on the plus on the right-hand side. We can just click and drag these into our work area and make the connections as we like. On the left-hand side, we also have more more input options. So if you wanted to have, say, another WooCommerce store and have that connect to something else, you can do that too. So you can have as many input points as you want and as many output points as you want. It just gets more cumbersome the more you have. So let's work on the two that we have. Let's close these two menus. Let's close our tabs so it's all clean. And now we're going to double click on WooCommerce. We're going to actually connect our WooCommerce store to Sellberry. I'll show you what our store currently has happening. It's not very much. We've got a couple products in there. Let's go to products, all products. And we see we have a guitar, a cello, and a violin. We have SKU numbers for those, or SKUs. We have all of them in stock, and in brackets here we have inventory, and we have prices and a category. And that's all the data for these products. So we're going to import these into Sellberry. First, we have to follow these instructions. Go to WooCommerce, go to Settings, and then API. So let's go to WooCommerce, Settings. API is not an option here. We have to go to Advanced. Then choose REST API, not Legacy API. And then click on Add Key or Create an API Key. They both go to the same place. I'm going to enter Selberry for the description. The user, there's only one user on this site, so we're going to keep that user as it is. If you are able to choose different users, make sure you choose an admin user. For permissions, I'm going to choose read and write, and I'm going to click Generate API Key. The two details we need are the consumer key and the consumer secret. The QR code you don't have to worry about right now. I'm just going to copy the consumer key, and I'm going to paste it right into here. I'm going to copy the consumer secret and paste it into here. I'm going to put my website address up here, which I'm just going to copy it from the site. There we go. Make sure you use the S if you have an SSL and no S if you don't, otherwise the connection won't work. For the port, I'm going to put 443, which is noted down here. It says if you have HTTPS, use 443 as the port. If you have HTTP, then use 80 as the port. Then I will click on Connect. And hopefully that will connect within a few moments, maybe a few minutes. I'm just going to pause this video and come back when it's connected. Now we're connected. It shows right up here, connected. Now let's head over to products and let's click on download products right over here. Download started. So if this works, which I hope it will, all the products should show up in here in a few moments. And there they are. Products popped in. It was 10 seconds later. And this is all the information we had about our products, even the correct SKU numbers, which were on the WooCommerce site. And so it pulled in everything we needed. Even shows a status of new. So if you add new or download new products later on, it will be added here. And we can also archive the product and push the product. We'll get more into that in just a minute once we have Shopify connected. Let us now connect Shopify. Click on Shopify up here. We can also get to Shopify by going to the main project area by clicking the X up here. Here's Shopify. Double click on it. Goes to the same spot. We can switch back and forth with the tabs up here. A little faster to do it that way. Click on New Connection so we can connect Shopify. Need to add a shop name. In my case, it's wplearninglab.myshopify.com. And this is the name that's given to you when you create your Shopify account. You choose this first part. That's unique to you. And the second part is the same for everybody. Then we need an API key and a password. To get those, we have to create an app, a private app inside of Shopify. I'm just going to log into Shopify and then I'll show you how to create one. Once you're in Shopify, you click on Apps on the left, and then you choose down here, Manage Private Apps. You click on Create New Private App. Then we give the app a name. I'm going to call this Selberry Connection. Developer's email. I'm going to put in my email address. You put in either yours or the person who's doing the work here for you. Under API credentials, we're going to want to choose read and write for everything, just to make sure it has all the access it needs. There's no read and write, just read access. Takes a few moments to select all these. If you do not choose read and write, it may not work, the connection, when you're syncing and stuff like that. So if you find you're running into problems, it might be that you didn't choose read or read and write for all these options. It's going to fast forward because there's so many of them. There. I'm going to keep it at the latest API for the webhook API version. I'm going to check this box to allow app to access your storefront data. I'm going to keep all these checked as they are. Then click on Save. And then click on I understand, create the app. And these API credentials, you want to keep secret. You saw the API credentials to my WooCommerce store over here earlier. I'm going to revoke access to these. They won't be working anymore, so it doesn't matter if somebody sees them. Same with these ones. But if you are doing this for your own store, you want to make sure that these stay secret and only you know about them. So here's our API key. I'm going to click on Copy, come back over to here, and paste it in here for API key. Then the password, you can either show it or not, doesn't matter. When you click on copy, it will copy the actual characters, not the dots. Paste that in here, and now that should connect. Let's click on connect and see what happens. Connected. That was way faster than connecting to WooCommerce. So that's connected already. Here we can choose if we want to show full product info, inventory info, stock and price, or inventory info, only stock. I'm going to choose full info. Then I'm going to go over to products. We see there's none here. If we go back into the account here, go to products, we also see there are no products, but there will be in just a moment when we push them from Sellberry over to Shopify. Before we do that, the next very important step we want to take is mapping. We can do this once we push the product. It says here push products to create a new global rule. Once we push the product from WooCommerce to Shopify, we can do the mapping. And the mapping essentially is just making sure that the correct data in WooCommerce goes to the correct places in Shopify. And every connection you make in Sellberry, you'll have to check the mapping to make sure it's accurate. For example, if you're pushing from one location to, say, Google or Walmart or Etsy or Shopify or wherever, you want to make sure that the fields that are being sent match up to fields that exist in the other platform and the data goes in the right places. That's what mapping helps you do. And so we're going to quickly push some products over here, and then we do the mapping, and then we can upload them to Shopify. And I know it sounds cumbersome, but you only have to do it once. So once you have this mapping all set up, you don't have to do this anymore. You can just click download, push, and all your products are wherever you want to send them really quickly. So all the work is up front, and then it's much easier in the future. Click the X to go back to our main area here, our project overview. Click on WooCommerce, which is our import point. We can click down here to download products if we haven't done that yet, or if we added new ones. We see we have 3 products waiting. I'm going to click on push products, and that's going to move them into Shopify inside Sellberry pretty much immediately. So push products, go to product export point or export point, and here we see our products in Shopify. We see Shopify is highlighted up here. We're in Shopify. These are the products that are there now. There's an upload button. We can't upload yet because we have to do the mapping first. So let's go to mapping. Let's go to plus. Choose source WooCommerce. And let's go to manual mapping. And let's start mapping. And now we have to create our mapping rules. So on the left-hand side, we have all the fields inside WooCommerce. On the right-hand side, we have all the fields in Shopify. 3 of them are required: the body HTML, the SKU, and the title. So let's just add those first. First, we have to do the WooCommerce side. Let's click on description. And description is going to map to body HTML. So that rule is done. We see down here we have 1 rule ready. If I click on there, it shows what they are. WooCommerce description maps to Shopify body HTML. So let's do another rule. Start mapping. And we have the SKU. That will match to the SKU in WooCommerce. Click on the SKU here and the SKU there. That one's done. And we have title. That will be the title. These are alphabetical order. And I can't find the title. Maybe it's called name. Name, there it is. Name and title. Now we have the required rules done. But we also have images that we want to transfer over. So we want to add the images. We have images in Shopify. It's not required to make a product in Shopify, but we have them. So we want to make sure that we sync them. So let's choose images and then choose images over here. Here it says we want the URL and the position. So I'm going to choose source. That's the URL. And position is not that important for this integration. Last one we want to do is the price, because we have a price. Want the price obviously to go over into Shopify. So let's choose price, and then on the Shopify list, price. And if you have things like weight, vendor, publish, product type, if you have all these things inside WooCommerce, you want to make sure that you sync them and map them to the appropriate fields inside Shopify. You're also able to add custom fields. If you create a custom field in WooCommerce, you might want to map that to a custom field inside Shopify. So you have the option to be able to do that. That's pretty advanced. It's not something you quite often need, but some people do need that. If we back out to here, under the mapping tab, we see we have 3 rules created of 3 that were required. There's the required fields in Shopify. We have the 3 rules to map that. You can click on check rules, and that shows you the rules right here that we have set up. And now we can go back to products, and we can check these boxes on the left and then click upload. We can also upload individually. So if we were smart, since this is the first one, we're just going to upload one just to make sure all the mapping is correct. Because if it's not correct, we don't want to have uploaded maybe 1,000 products and have the mapping wrong. So we have to undo all our work, delete everything from Shopify, delete everything in here, and then go and redo the mapping. So let's just do one and see how that works. So instead of clicking the checkbox, I'm going to click the upload product. And that will upload just that one product into Shopify. So it started, we have a little progress bar at the top. And we have uploaded one product to Shopify. And if we go to Shopify and refresh this page, we have our product. If we click into it, it's a violin, which is what it's supposed to be. It got the description, got the violin here, and the price mapped properly. So what we didn't do yet is map the inventory. I forgot about that. We saw a notification, not a notification, but we saw in here inventories NA, and we want to be able to use Sellberry to track inventory in these other platforms. So let's go back to Sellberry. We notice the violin's gone from our list of products here now. Let's go into mapping and start mapping. And now if we go to, on the WooCommerce side, we look for the item that refers to the inventory, which is more than likely stock quantity. And on the Shopify side, we choose inventory quantity. That's done. Those are now mapped. Let's try another one. Let's try the cello. Click on upload. It's done already. Go into Shopify, refresh. And now we have our cello with 7 in stock. Let's confirm in WooCommerce that 7 is the appropriate number. WooCommerce products, there we go. The cello has 7 in stock, so that's fantastic. So now let's head back into here. We're now comfortable that our mapping is correct. For the one that we uploaded where the mapping was not correct, we can just change the inventory number to what it is in WooCommerce. And because we have that mapping set up now, it's going to map automatically for all the existing products in Shopify. So if we go back to Shopify, let's check this box. Let's pretend we have many more products here. We check all the boxes. Then we click upload. And now it's going to upload all of them. And there's no limit to how many you upload. Well, there is a limit. There's a limit to how many you can have in your Selberry account. If you have the free account, you can have 99 SKUs, 99 different products or variations of products. But if you have the higher accounts, you can have thousands. So here's our guitar. There's 12 in stock. Now that we have our products in here and there's inventory and we have those mapped, we're now syncing the inventory information between locations, in this case between Shopify and WooCommerce, but also between whatever other platforms you integrate. Another awesome feature is back in the Selberry platform under Shopify, under Order Sync. This would be available for all the export points, meaning the places where you're transferring or pushing products to. You can create an order sync, which means that when there's an order placed on Shopify, the information for that order is sent back to WooCommerce or your import point. So all you need to do is manage your WooCommerce store and all the orders come through there. So every export point, if you have 20 different export points, because you have multiple different stores in different locations, you can sync them all back to the one import point and just manage it from there. And if that import point is, say, integrated with Amazon FBA, like you can get a WooCommerce add-on that connects to Amazon FBA for automatic fulfillment, this can automate pretty much everything with all the platforms, all the different stores. To enable this, all you have to do is click on Enable Order Sync. You choose WooCommerce 1. We only have one import point, so we choose what the import point is that's going to receive all the orders. You choose the payment methods. You choose the shipping method. You enter a custom status if you want. Then you click on Save. And now it will sync every hour. In this case, you can move this scale. This can sync between 15 minutes and 24 hours. That's so often it can be synced. And this goes automatically. So we have a countdown here. This is the time of the next sync. We can create an invoice in WooCommerce if you need to do that. You can turn this on, and that will create an invoice inside of WooCommerce when an order is placed on any other platform. In this case, Shopify. You have to set this up individually for each platform you connect, but you just set it up once, and then all the information is sent over. Send orders if status is financial status. You'd probably want to choose paid because you don't want to have the order if it's not paid, right? Maybe partially paid if it's a subscription. And fulfillment status, fulfilled, partially fulfilled, unfulfilled. You pick the appropriate ones, and this is when the orders will be sent. These conditions have to be met in Shopify for the order to be sent to WooCommerce. So you choose the ones that are appropriate, and then you click on Save, and now the order sync is complete. And that process we just went through, I don't know how long that was. It'll be a lot faster once you do it once, and then I'm not talking the whole time. But you do that same process for all the different export points and import points that you have. And you can automate your empire of online stores with a free account at Selberry. You can have 100 different products that are automatically synced on all these platforms, 15 different platforms with a free account, which is pretty fantastic. And there's almost no way you're not going to make money doing that if you have a store that gets traffic or multiple stores to get traffic. Then you can upgrade to a paid account in Selberry and add more products if you need to, or just stick with the under 100 or exactly 100 that you have. So it's a fantastic platform if you have e-commerce stores or you want to have multiple e-commerce stores. Last few things we want to cover under reports. So here it shows what's happened recently. We have March 17th. We've uploaded 3 products, and that was at between 10 and 11 a.m. Click on Show Days. It shows just the days. Shows today, which is today. But if you import products in the past or they sync, it would be shown here. We have information related to the products that we're syncing. And if we X out of here, we are all done with our project area. If you want to add more, this is the same process that we did. Under Activity, we see what's been done in the account. Here down at the bottom, it shows WooCommerce products downloaded, Shopify upload success, upload success, upload success. So if you run into any problems, this is where you want to troubleshoot them. And if we exit out of the project, which we just did, and if you don't want to go through that process of setting up all your channels by yourself, you can go to the shop and you can have a professional working at Selberry, the creators of this platform. You can have them set up your channels for you. You just choose your import point, let's say Etsy, choose your export point, let's say Google Shopping. And here it shows a price of €99 to set that up, just products, uploads, and downloads. Click on Add to Cart. You can check out, and someone will create that for you, or they'll contact you for your login details, because they have to be able to log into these platforms in your accounts and create the API as necessary. But they can set that up for you. Under Profile, we can change our profile if we need to. Under Billing, we see what we're paying. In the free account, you're not paying very much. You can change your plan by clicking Update Plan. Under Analytics, you can see what's happening, sales, revenue, orders across all the platforms that you have connected. And the audit log shows everything that's been happening in your account. If you are selling anything at all online, it is my opinion, my humble opinion, that you should get at least the free version of Selberry, because then you can so easily, in a few minutes, be selling on other online stores as well. Something that's a huge barrier if you're doing it all manually. You either have to hire someone, or if you have to spend hours and hours transferring your products over, which you can now do instantly, have it all synced and all working wonderfully. And if you have big stores, start with the free version, put just 100 products on different platforms, see if that works, see if you start making sales, if it's worthwhile. Then you can easily upgrade to a bigger account so you can put more products in. You can sync everything across all those available platforms. I'll show you those platforms one more time. Let's go into the home page of Selberry and then click on Integrations. And here it shows every place you can integrate with. And there's a lot. So if you think this would be helpful to you, make sure you click the link below this video and check it out. After you set up your Sellberry automation, check out this playlist right here where I show you how to use Elementor to create awesome websites. A lot of cool stuff in that playlist that shows you how to do all kinds of things with Elementor. Make sure you check out that playlist and click subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss any future videos. My name is Bjorn Allpass from WP Learning Lab. Until next time, keep crushing it, and I will see you in the next video.